A team who easily had one of, if not the best free agency periods so far is the New England Patriots. You're looking at a team who had some specific team needs on their offensive line and wide receiver core. They addressed it. They needed to add a very good, very respected head coach. They did that. And we're looking at a team in the New England Patriots now who, if they complete a good draft process, they're going to be looking at probably the best offseason in the entire NFL. Starting with the departures for the New England Patriots, really the only big names that you lose, it's going to be Jacoby Brissett, Jonathan Jones, Jawan Bentley, David Andrews, and the trade of Joe Milton. Now, the two quarterbacks, neither of those guys were going to play. Yes, Joe Milton was a very talented guy. He was a rookie last year, and in the one game he played, he showed a lot of promise. But that's not going to mean anything when you have Drake May on your roster. Comparatively, the additions for the New England Patriots, I think you can look at it a few different ways. You can look at it from the standpoint of how Mike Vrabel wants to implement his mindset on the defense he's going to be calling. And you look at an addition of Harold Landry, who isn't the most heralded edge rusher in the NFL, right? But when he was playing for Mike Vrabel, and even after Mike Vrabel left Tennessee, Harold Landry was still a very respected, very good edge rusher in the NFL. Even other moves. I mentioned at the beginning, this team had a specific need to address their offensive line. They got Wes Schweitzer, Garrett Bradbury, and Morgan Moses. Now, these aren't three guys who are at the top of their position class, and they're not three guys who are going to be all-pro selections, but they're three guys who are veterans. They're three guys who have been consistent players, and they're three guys who you put them on this offensive line. They also have a chance to somewhat mentor the young guys. You have young, very, very young guys. 1 to 2 years of experience for guys like Vadarian Lowe, Sidney Sow, Layden Robinson. Cole Strange still has not really taken the full step forward to be a everyday interior offensive lineman. You hope with somebody like Wes Schweitzer for Cole Strange and Layden Robinson and Sidney Sow. You just hope that it's not just the production on the field that gets improved from these three offensive linemen signing. You're hoping that there's a mentorship off the field as well for the young guys. And then obviously there's the big name signings that the Patriots made. Defensive tackle Milton Williams, wide receiver Stephon Diggs, and cornerback Carlton Davis. And with Carlton Davis coming over, that was like, it was kind of one of the sneaky moves that New England needed to make, was get another guy opposite of Christian Gonzalez. And they did that. And I think they got the best corner in free agency. And honestly, you look at what they did. They got probably the best corner. They got probably the best interior pass rusher in Milton Williams. They got one of the best wide receiver options available in Stephon Diggs. This team did so well in adding in free agency this year. It's insane to think 5-6 years ago when Tom Brady was leaving New England, the whole talk about it was this team won't give money to people. They won't go out and sign free agents. They won't go out and get the big name number one receiver target for Tom Brady. And I think with Drake May in the fold now that we have a rookie contract quarterback, a guy that we think is the guy to replace Tom Brady. We thought we had it with Mac Jones. Didn't. Now we think we have it with Drake May. And you see the full investment of those assets that they have into Drake May and into this team. And it's incredible to see. And the offseason isn't over yet. We bring up the draft now where the New England Patriots still have the number 4 overall pick. They still have 9 selections in total and 4 selections in the first 77 overall. And so this team, as great as they already have improved, they have a chance to get even better in the draft. I honestly, at this point, I say screw it at the number 4 pick. I say screw it. Take Tyler Warren. Yes, you have Hunter Henry at tight end. Yes, you have Austin Hooper, who you brought back on an extension. Neither of those guys, even though Hunter Henry had a good year last year and he's been solid in New England, neither of those guys are the future of that position. Neither of those guys are going to develop into anything more than what they have been already, and that's just solid contributors. You get somebody like Tyler Warren, you put him in an offense where you have Stephon Diggs, you hopefully get a good year out of Ramondre Stevenson. You hopefully see guys like Jalen Polk and Kayshon Boutte and Pop Douglas develop more, and even somebody like Mac Hollins come in as a solid contributor, or Kendrick Bourne as well. You put Tyler Warren in the middle of it all, he still can play with Hunter Henry. It's not like the Patriots are not going to play a 2 tight end system ever. I mean, this is a Mike Vrabel team that we're talking about that's going to emphasize running the ball a lot. So you get another tight end like Tyler Warren who can A, improve the running game, and B, improve the passing game. I don't really see a better option in my opinion. Unless you're telling me that Abdul Carter is available at number 4, I don't see a better pick than Tyler Warren in terms of adding value. You could convince me it's Ashton Genty. I would totally be for that. You could also convince me that it's Will Campbell. I would totally be for that. You could also tell me that trading back is the best possible move for the Patriots and hopefully getting even more capital in the 2nd and 3rd round of this year's draft, where I think, honestly, the 2nd and 3rd rounds of this year's draft, and even bleeding into the late to last quarter of the 1st round, that's going to be where the most added value, in my opinion, actually is, because we have a very deep draft this year with guys in the running back position, the wide receiver position, defensive line, and even getting into the tight end spot. The really only weakness of this year's draft is quarterback, and that's pretty perfect for the Patriots, considering they already have their guy. It's pretty easy for me. An A+ this year for the New England Patriots free agency grade. They addressed every single thing that they needed. They set themselves up to have a very successful draft, and they're set up to possibly be one of those teams that we see go from the very worst in their division to the very best. They still have teams like the Bills, the Dolphins, and possibly the Jets, if they get something right, to compete within that division. But they are well on their way. If they don't win it in 2025, in 2026 and beyond, this team is set up extremely well.